What's up, everybody? It's your girl Amber Baker here. And just for clarity, I'm a wife, twin mom, pediatric sleep coach, owner and founder of SleepPeaz.
What's up, everybody? It's Kayla with ITV Creations, and welcome to another episode of Just for Clarity. Y'all, I know I always say I'm super excited. Y'all, I'm excited. I got my sis here. She here with me. Amber, please tell us what you do, what you love.
Hi, my name is Amber, and I am a pediatric sleep coach, and I am crazy about sleep and getting these babies to sleep and out of their parents' beds, getting these parents some freedom, bringing back some mom and me time that don't include kids because you gotta have it for yourself, and sleep is important. So yes, it's rough out here when you're not getting no sleep.
Walk my head zombified. I really want to get into what makes SleepPeaz. So a lot of parents just go into it just like, okay, well, they're gonna fall asleep eventually. Tell me, how did you come up with the concept of SleepPeaz, and how did you come up with the name SleepPeaz?
Okay, so yeah, everybody thinks that it's a magic pill, or people looking for a magic pill. Like, oh, you can get my baby to sleep. Oh, good. And then we get into it, and it's like, oh, wait, no. Yeah, so it's work. It's work. I got into it because, as you know, LS, I have twin boys, and I felt like closer to like that 4-month age. I'm like, oh, what just happened here? Like they were sleeping good. It was all right. Like it wasn't perfect, but it was better than this. So I started researching, started looking, and I found a sleep company. I bought a do-it-yourself package from them, and I'm like, so I knew some of this stuff. I knew some of this stuff. Like, I can do this. I can do this. And then I started doing it. I was talking to the sleep coach that had helped sell me the package, and she's like, you ever consider being a sleep coach? You like really tracking this good, and you did this by yourself with twins. I think you should look into this. And at the time, I was a flight attendant, but it was in the middle of COVID. So I'm like, maybe it is time for me to, venture out and change and do something else. I wanted to help more people. And once I got my kids sleeping by themselves, I'm like, this is a great feeling. Like, I want to do this. So I jumped on with their company. And then after doing that for about 2 years, you know how it go. Things go, we're growing separately. We want to do different things. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. But then my husband and my family were always like, you should do this on your own. Like, I feel like you should do this. And I was just scared. But after losing that job, and I was like, I don't want to waste it. I want to continue to do this. I like doing it. I like talking to the parents. And so SleepPeaz was born. The name came about because when I was pregnant, what was it? 2 peas in a pod was my baby shower theme. And so I was like, you can sleep like a pea in a pod. Like I was playing with that. And then it just came, I'm like, SleepPeaz. Reminded me of sweet peas. So I was like, I think that's cute. I like colors and everything. And blue and green were my boy colors for everything. So it kind of just fits. So it's kind of like a little tribute to them, because without them, I would have never thought to be in this thing. A lot of things grow out of a need. And I'm like, I needed my sleep.
You don't realize how much you're missing until you don't
not have it.
Yep.
You do not have it.
Wow, it's been a few days since I've showered, so wish I could just wash my butt. That's all I want to do.
Listen, I'm like, am I going to eat or sleep? Like which one is it? Just I'm going to get 2 hours of sleep. I'm just go ahead.
And I'm gonna just go to sleep hungry. It'll heal itself when I get up.
I'm gonna have sleep for dinner tonight. That's fine. A little salt.
So going that route is really, I would say, is not the norm for most mothers, because most mothers, just like me, most mothers, when they have their children, they're like, okay, well, maybe I'll use the cry method, where they are crying themselves to sleep, or maybe I'll do the butt method. That's why my daughter's nickname is butt. You just pat that butt, and then eventually they just get to nodding off, and boom, they sleep.
Yeah.
So what makes SleepPeaz method different than maybe the crying them to sleep method or the but method?
So the thing of it is, there's a lot of methods out there. Cried out is
Right.
a method. Patting, pacifiers, things like that. Those are sleep props. The difference is I try to use some science and introduce parents to the science of sleep, to
Mhm.
why some methods may not work. A lot of
Right.
parents try certain things and they're like, I tried to get my kids to sleep, or I tried to sleep train, it just didn't work for me. Well, you
Yeah.
probably only tried one thing. You tried what your great grandma tried, or you tried at the wrong age. Cried out.
Right.
It's not one. I don't judge nobody for doing whatever method. You equip yourself and you do the best you can with what you have knowledge wise. And the more you know, the more options that you have. So I like to give parents all the options. So you pick which route that we go. Me as your sleep coach, I'm gonna see what's going on and watch. I'm like, let's try
Mhm.
something a little different. Because everybody's
Right.
not built up to handle that crying. For me, I couldn't do it. With 2 kids, it was just like,
It's
I
like,
just I just
Help
can't.
me!
It
Help me!
I can't. Like, it was just too much for me.
shut 'em
So
in
I
the corner.
knew. Right. I, like, knew I was gonna have a gentler method, but you gotta understand that there is gonna be some crying. It's
Mhm.
natural for babies to cry. That's how they communicate. We can't live in a world where our kids don't cry. Then they would never experience nothing until they got out of our house, and then they fall apart.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I try to look at sleep as a whole. I try to look at the science behind the sleep, like
Mhm.
what, and educate them on the chemicals and the hormones, what's going on when they're too tired, what's going on when we skip a nap, what's going on when our
Oh, that's
um
important.
when our
Very
2-year old
important.
is staying up until like midnight and we think that that's okay,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but I'm not staying up till midnight. And in my house, if you can't make your own cereal, you going to bed. Like, if I got to be up with you, you going to sleep because I'm going to have
Absolutely.
to be up when you get up.
Yeah.
So,
To make
it,
sure
it's
you're not breaking yourself.
right. I'm like, and I can't take care of you if I'm knocked out, tired.
Yeah. Mhm.
When you're the parent of a kid that's not getting sleep, you're not getting sleep. You're more
Absolutely.
frustrated. I can't
Mhm.
say how frustrating it is to be up as a mom and you looking at your partner and they knocked out and you like,
Yep.
and then your baby just smiling and looking at you. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you got your
Oh, since you up.
since you're up, or they wake up, oh, I slept good, and you like,
Yeah, black
I wish
black
I could have slept
on the
good.
eyes, and yeah, yeah. I
So
completely understand.
it helps the whole house. Like, for me, I like to tell people, hey, you're not doing this because you're selfish. And a lot of misconception is, oh, if you don't, all babies need cuddling at night. Sometimes
Mhm.
they do, but babies
Sometimes.
also need to learn how to sleep for themselves. And for
Right.
me, it wasn't just it was a growth thing. It was a health thing. It was a mental thing for me because,
Mhm.
sometimes just because we're not going through like the roughest parts of postpartum, we try and
Mhm.
be like, oh, well, I'm not having suicidal thoughts, so I must not be experiencing postpartum. And there's different layers to it. And I didn't
Ab-
know that because, I wasn't getting that much sleep in when I would be crying and they're crying like that. That was a part, there was some postpartum in there too. And I needed that sleep to help alleviate some of that. It's
Yeah.
hard to get out of those dark spaces for some
Yeah.
people, especially when you're not getting any sleep. Um,
Absolutely.
so for me, it was all around, and it is all around. I'm checking out my moms too. Yes, the babies are important, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that their safety is first and foremost. But I check on the moms too. In my questionnaires, I always ask moms like, "Hey, have you experienced any postpartum? Are you doing anything, to help with that? Do you have
Yeah.
help at home?" That's also going to let me know what methods I can or can't use with you. How
Absolutely.
sensitive are you to crying?
Right.
So that I can give you some tips and some advice on how we're going to work on that when the crying does happen. Get you some
Yeah.
support in place because
Mhm.
it doesn't last always, but for someone who's suffering with postpartum, 5 minutes of crying can seem like an
Yeah.
hour.
It could be.
For
Yeah.
a mother, like
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
even just postpartum, for a mom, 5 minutes of crying seems like an hour.
Because I mean, because it bothers you so much.
It
I remember the very
bothers
first
you.
time I kind of recognized that I had postpartum
Mm,
depression was I hadn't been asleep, and she was kind of sleeping, but she was like struggling to not sleep if she wasn't in my arm.
right.
So I would just be up, just stand up, because I was like, okay, like if I go to sleep, something's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on. Like my husband, he's not there, he's at work, so I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And they got to the point where it started to affect like me being able to produce breast milk. And I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh. Like, so she started crying, and I'm trying to pump. Ain't nothing coming out. I'm trying to put her on. She not latching. I'm like, ah!
Exactly.
So I'm in the bathroom, like rocking back and forth, like a a patient. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, what this kind of operation would have been so great for someone like me in that moment, because I would have been able to think through or think clearly on how
Mm.
to better do it, or to better calm myself,
The cope.
knowing what took place. So
Yes.
you're gonna help so many mothers with this. So I'm so glad that we got you on here today so you can break it down for us.
Yeah.
So speaking of breaking it down, tell me, how do you set the plan for each child, and how do you set the plan for the mothers? Go through how you set, like you go through your regular consultation.
Okay. So first, parents, caretakers, daycares, whatever, can book on my site, and we have a 20-minute discovery call that's free for anybody who books it. And it's just one, you get to interview me as your sleep coach, and I interview you as a client because everybody's not my client. I know that,
Yep.
I accept that, and that's fine. You know,
Yep.
everybody's not for everybody, but you need to get to know that, get to hear me, and I get to hear you and see, because some parents want unrealistic things like, oh, I want my baby to sleep. I want my 4-month-old to sleep from 7 to 8 in the morning. I too would like a pot of gold. Some things are just not gonna happen, and health wise, that's not. So I break it down for them and give them some realistic expectations of what I
Right.
can and can't do.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I ask them like, hey, like, what are you looking for out of this call or out of this support from me? Do you want them to sleep by themselves? Are you trying to move them into their own room? So it's mostly, what are your issues now?
Yeah.
What are you doing for bedtime and nighttime naps and things like that? Um, Getting background on them, and then where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? And I let you know what we can and cannot achieve. Once
Mhm.
they decide to book with me, I send them a questionnaire which goes into a little bit more deeper, of what's going on, what their day-to-day schedule is like, what are their developmental levels, are they rolling, walking, talking, because all of that also matters.
Mhm.
um, we do, once we've gotten that in and they paid their invoice, we actually do a Zoom call or consultation. Our first one is on through Zoom. And so I have them scan their nursery with their phone. I'm like, oh, yep, we need blackout curtains there. Yes, we need to move that mobile. Yep, we need to take that TV out of there. Yes, all those toys need to be moved in the closet or somewhere else. They do not
Right.
need 20 night lights. Nope, we do not need that in there. Like, it's a bunch of like
Yeah.
taking them in. It's
Mhm.
some things because when you're a new parent, all the gadgets and the things,
Yeah.
oh, this will help your baby go to sleep. And so you just buy it. You just buy it because you want it to work. Based off the questionnaire, and our conversations, that's how I write my sleep plans. Um,
Okay.
every baby is different. That's why I love the one-on-one coaching, because I give you a plan, and of course, you can Google and say like, what is the wake windows and perfect times to nap for
Mm.
my 4-month-old, and they'll give you a general thing, and that's what I start out with. But working with them, I track their sleep, how much they're getting when they're going, so that way I can say, it took you 30 minutes to go down here, 45 minutes to go down this time. Let's shift this, because some babies have higher sleep needs than others.
Yeah.
Some have lower sleep needs. My twins, they do not sleep exactly the same.
Mhm.
Ezra can do without a nap for a little bit longer. Elijah, he skip a nap as soon as we get in the car.
Right.
But Ezra is like, and there's a blue truck, and there's a red truck, mommy. Elijah's sleeping, mommy. I know, baby. I wish you would go as well, but okay. So, but it's every kid is different. And so you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
cater to your child's specific sleep needs, because me putting a kid on, a 2 nap schedule and they're 6 months, Some 6 month olds need 3 naps, and
Yeah.
it's not going to work for them. So
Mhm.
I try to cater it to the specific child's needs. And then I also give parents the whole sleep piece, not just a little bit of it to where, okay, in
Yeah.
3 months, you're going to have to be back to me. I don't want you back. Not that I don't love my clients and
Right,
like
right.
that, but I want to equip you with the skills to go from me, and then you'll be able to know what to do forever.
Right.
Because,
Ooh,
what good does that do me as a coach or my business, that if every time you got to come back and spend more money and spend more money? No, I want to equip you with, like, I want to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to do this. So if you have your next kid, you have a good idea of where to start. If you
mhm,
need me, cool, call
right.
me up and we can talk through things. Now you may not need a full plan because you have the concept of sleep. Your baby has the concept of sleep, but maybe it's just a little piece that you didn't have with your first child that you're
Right.
missing, and you want me to come in and examine it for a little bit. Okay, like, let's talk that through. And
Yeah.
I tell all of my clients, like, I'm in it for the love and the joy of it. Of course I want to make money because things cost, and since COVID, things been through the roof. Eggs, like,
Milk.
so, right, milk, anything, like, everything's expensive. So, of course, I wanna make a profit off of it, but, if I can give you 5 tips and that's all
Ooh,
you need, well, good, I just saved you a couple $100. Go ahead. Tell your friends about me. Pay it
there
forward.
you go. 'Cause it's the word of mouth. That's gonna move it along. It's gonna push it forward.
Right. I don't everyone doesn't need a sleep coach, just like everyone doesn't need an interior decorator. Some people just got a knack for it. But if
Yeah.
you don't have a knack for it, or what you're experiencing right now is something you want to change, well, then you
Mhm.
hire somebody. If you're not an electrician, you hire an electrician, so to help get it together. So if you're not that person that's going to be documenting sleep, let me
Mhm.
document it for you. If you're not that person that is going to research what's best for your 9 month old, or I've already done it. I've already got certified. I've already read all the books, so
Go.
it's easier for
Ooh.
me to help you with this information and to pull out the fluff. Because when the first thing people tell me was, well, I Googled this, and I'm thinking, oh, Google. I'm like, I already know like what you're about to say. I'm like, I know you done Google
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm gonna be
And
like,
if you could just throw out a tip, that one thing that you know for sure, if you do this with your child, that's something that could help them go to sleep.
no, for sure. And there's a couple, because like, if people follow me on my Instagram, I give out pieces and tips all the time. Um,
Mhm.
so and I'm not afraid to give you the information, because if you can go, my ideal for my page is for someone to be able to look at it, follow my stuff, and get their kids to sleep without even booking me. If you could do that from my page, I feel like I've achieved something,
Mhm.
because I want to give you the information. My services is for people who need that help, because we
Yeah.
don't all have our grandmas, our mamas there
Mhm.
to help, especially for the single parents, the working parents. We don't have that. So if I can give you that information, I'll give it to you. Cause that's only going to make my blessings flow more. Me helping
Absolutely.
people. So,
Yeah.
but tips work out. Start your kids off in dark rooms. People think their kids are afraid of the dark. That stuff doesn't come until much, much later, when they're
Yeah.
watching stuff and looking at crazy stuff. Um, don't have your kids, with a bunch of loud things and distracting toys in their room. Like, rooms
Mhm.
are for sleep. My
Yeah.
kids don't have a playroom. Their toys live in my living room. So if people come in my house, I tell them from the jump, sign a waiver, because you might trip over something. Toys are everywhere, Legos, cars, whatnot, because none of that stuff live in their room, because now my kids are toddlers. They're able to get in and out the bed. I know them. They're twins, they're boys, they in there together. If I left
Yeah.
that stuff in there, they would never go to sleep. They would just be up playing with stuff. So,
Yeah,
you
think
gotta
about
make the
grandma.
room.
She got a whole Barbie playhouse and
But see, now she's used to that.
room.
And now she's older. So it's like, but it's different strokes
Yeah.
for different kids.
Mhm.
So with mine, who had been in their room since they were 5 months old, been in the crib. I didn't change them out of the crib until they were 3. And they're 3 now, so that was not that long ago. They was in the crib. Because working with clients, I was terrified. I'm like, I done seen people with 18 months just in a toddler bed, and it's been a struggle. As my
Yeah.
clients, I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that yet. I need to wait. Because mentally, you take away that physical barrier, and kids
Yeah.
who have never slept in their room before, they like, oh, shoom, I'm out of there. I'm out. I'm opening the door. I'm doing all these
Mhm.
things. But when you do things gradually, and when you prepare them mentally and have the space set up for sleep, things
Yeah.
go across a lot easier. And for us, it went a lot easier. And I believe because I just waited a little bit longer, I didn't have a reason to get them out of the cribs. And of course,
Yeah.
I had parents and my parents and his parents like, oh, they ready for a bed. No, they're not. They fine.
I know my children's.
I know.
What I do not do with my little person is she don't miss naps. I refuse because I know for a fact that if she misses a nap, she's a gremlin.
And
She
that's a
I don't know
factor.
if y'all that's watching this. Let me look at the camera. Y'all that's watching this right now. When was it in the 90s? Nope, that ain't it. Gremlins, look it up. You
Yes.
remember
Put
when
water
they
on
had
them. They look
it's
like
the
Furbies.
one after, not the fluffy cute little
Not the cute ones.
it's the one that's like, "Ah!" It's that one. That's how she is when she don't take a nap. So even if I have to like sit over and look at her like in her face to be like, no, go to sleep. No, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay. Go to sleep. No, 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 no. Go to sleep. Even if I have to do that until she fall asleep, she gonna take a nap because I'm not gonna. Because then it's gonna be shoes flying. God, if you don't, she gonna get a nap. Gonna have to get a nap.
Agreed. And parents need to
So that's crazy.
prioritize sleep. Like if all parents were like you on that, because that's how I am. I'm like, that's how I am with naps and bedtime. I'm like, whoop, mm-mm,
Mhm.
we got to go. And another thing, like culturally, I ain't about to be playing spades and talking junk with all these
Oh yeah,
kids
no.
running around. Because you don't need to be in grown folks' business.
Yep, now they at the age where they repeating stuff. Especially, I'm not gonna make this about me. I am not gonna make this about me.
It,
Yeah, go
yeah.
be with the childrens.
Stay in your place. Be a child. Stay in the child's place.
Mhm.
That yes. But yes, we have to recognize that our kids are like us. They
Mhm.
need that sleep. They
Absolutely.
they absolutely need it. And I don't want to be at Disney and my child falling out and now we can't have fun at
Mhm.
Disney because you want to be
Yeah,
on the pavement because you ain't taking a nap today. So
absolutely. I love it. I'm all about the babies taking a nap because now I can move around, I can work out, I can clean up.
it's a
That's the first thing.
break.
As
It's
soon
a
as
break
she
for
lay
you.
down,
It's a break
soon
for
as she lay
you.
down, I'm able to read my book. I can clean
Yes.
up. I can just it's me
Work on
time.
your
That's
podcast and
what's
your
important.
platform and things.
Yeah.
Yes, everything. It
Yes.
frees up your space. And I'm like, it just puts a little bit of more personal time into my day. Because if moms, our whole day is want to be 100% wife, you want to be 100% mom, you want to be 100%, to your job or whatever. And then like, what is left just for us?
Yeah.
So
That's
between
important.
sometime between 7 p.m., 8, if we're feeling froggy, my kids gonna be in the bed. And
Yeah.
then that time there is just for me and the husband to do what we want to do,
Mhm.
pretend that we're gonna have more kids. Cause we're not. But Netflixing and chill, whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
So or if he out with his fellas, I'm like, oh, put the kids to bed though, and he'll do it because he know they're gonna go right to
Mhm.
bed. I'm like, all right, holla, and I have my wine, and he go on about your business, sir. I
Yeah.
see you. That's
It all plays a part. It all plays a role. So what would you feel like is the most important part of um with them following the steps that you give them to make sure that their child is going to sleep or going to is it really like you have to stick like you have to follow it or it's more like you have room for interpretation but if you really want your children to go to sleep then this and this and this and this what would you say would be the most important part?
most important part is consistency,
Okay.
and consistency, but also also being flexible when it needs to be, because life is just not
Yeah.
predictable all the time, especially when you got kids, especially if you have more than one kid, especially if they're
Mhm.
different ages. So
Yeah.
you gotta just plan. You have to plan for that. If we got a kid that's having sports when one kid's supposed to be napping, well, bring that stroller that sit back so that that baby can possibly get a nap. If
Yeah.
not, then okay, we got to prepare that that baby might have a nap in the car, and you might have to extend that nap so that they don't be a gremlin when we wake
Yeah.
up and have dinner.
Yeah.
It's for me, the process of sleep should be pretty consistent. And the thing of it is, it doesn't have to be drill sergeant consistent.
Yeah.
So once we work together, after the skill is solid, you can then finagle, change things here and there, adjust the times, shift things out, add some sleepovers in your room if you want to.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all like, you're like, no. But it's all, in how you do it. You got to
Yeah.
make sure that they understand that
Yeah.
piece of independent sleep first. It's like you got to crawl before you walk. If your baby has never slept by themselves, then no, you can't start it this way and then, oh, I'm gonna put them on bed tonight. They just started. You're gonna confuse them. Then they're gonna be crying because last night I couldn't sleep with you. Tonight I can. Tomorrow you're gonna say I can't. What that mean? That kid gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm sleeping with you every night now since this how
Yeah.
you want to be. So it's being consistent because even when my kids were sick, they already had the sleep skills down. But if they were sick, like you coming in the room with me. Like if you wake up and you can't, I will always start them in their bed. But if you
Mhm.
if you wake up in the middle of the night, I'm checking on you, you're fussing, you're not going back down. Okay, come in bed with me. Because if you're really asleep, you're gonna go to sleep. If they
Yeah.
playing with my eyelids and my nose for about 30 minutes, oh, you going back in your room because you're not that
Now you.
sleep.
Mhm. So what I've done, I'm still kind of like in between that now. So
Okay.
100% Japanese has her own room. Her room is upstairs. My master bedroom is downstairs. So like like she's had a rough day, sometimes that might interrupt her sleep, or if like something has been bothering her, like when my grandmother passed, she had a little
Yeah,
bit of rough patch with like sleeping because she was super close to her grandmother.
right.
And so we bought a mattress. It's like one
Mhm.
of those roll up mattresses.
Okay.
And so you're not gonna sleep in the bed. You're not gonna sleep in the bed with me and daddy, but but I will make you
Yeah,
a pallet on the floor. So, if you need to come by, she'll come by. Mommy, I'm
I like
sad. And then I'll
that.
just, cuddle. All right, go get back
Go to
in
your
the
spot.
bed.
I
Like
get
you.
it.
So now it's kind of like not interrupting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not interrupting, but she's still close by if she need to, come
You
see
need
me. And
something.
then I always make sure I roll it back up and say, nah, baby, you have your own room. And I take it up to her room,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And then if there's ever any problems or she's bothered or she can't get to sleep, then she'll get her little butt, she'll drag it down the stairs and, mommy, can I sleep in here? And then it'll either be a yes or a no, baby, let me help you take it back up the
Uh-huh.
stairs. And then I'm
Yes.
like, well, mommy's gonna watch you through the camera. So, I feel like because she's a little bit
Yeah.
older, that those kind of things help, but helping her sleep when she's trouble, I feel like I need to kind of have her close by.
And that's good to have because it shouldn't be, no, you don't never get to sleep with me again. Like, unless that's
Yeah.
what you want. Like, but like I love that. I love that she has that space. She knows what it is, and you're setting that boundary and it's clear. Hey, if I say yes, it's a yes. If no, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna comfort you, but you just
Mm-hmm.
can't be in here tonight. And that should be a boundary because adult rooms are your space. That
Absolutely.
is your space. That is adult space. Her room
Mhm.
should be her space. And I'm not saying, like, oh, you got to knock, but that's her space.
Yeah, right.
That's where her area, she gets to do her own thing, and then
Yeah.
she needs to respect
Mhm.
that that's you and daddy's space. But
Yeah.
I'm so for if my kids need me, I'm there. Like, yeah, I'm a sleep coach, but my kids need me. I'm going to get them. I'm going to check on them. I'm not
Absolutely.
turning them away without seeing what's wrong because that
I feel like that would affect them mentally
yes,
100.
Yes, like, and that's what probably one of the reasons I don't love cried out, especially after a certain age, because now if you're gonna do cried out, that's usually ideally for younger babies. But
Yeah.
for older kids, I feel like after about like 5, 6 months, I feel like it's just too old for me personally. Other
Mhm.
coaches do what they do. That's not my way. And I don't judge nobody. I ain't go to
Yeah.
law school. I ain't judge nobody. I can't judge yours. But you know, for me, it's like, hey, I want to have that parent present approach. I
Yeah.
want to be there to reassure my kids, like, no, I'm not picking you up right now, but I'm here if you need me. I'll be
Yeah.
back. You want me to come back? I'll come back. They're like, I
Mhm.
want to sleep in your bed. Well, mommy and daddy sleep in our bed. So you can't sleep in our bed. But I'll come back and give you kisses until you go to sleep. And I'll
Yep.
go out and I'll come back. That I can do. It's all about doing things that you can sustain. If you
Yeah.
want to go in your baby room and pat their back for 30 minutes every time they wake up and that ain't gonna hurt your back, do you? For me and mine,
Be in my back.
that it wasn't gonna work for me. And
Yeah.
I'm big on, I want you parents to do things. They're like, oh well, can I start doing this? Do you want to do that until they're 5? No? Okay, then don't do that. If you're not okay with doing whatever you about to be doing until they are 5 or 6 years old, don't start that now. Because it's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah.
They're gonna
It's
look for it every single
Mhm.
time because kids love consistency.
Yeah.
That is also why teaching kids how to sleep works so well because when
Mhm.
they know what's going on, they're
Yeah.
more willing to go along with the program.
Yeah.
My kids will
Because
tell me,
you're
"Mom,"
already used to it.
because you already
Right.
used, they'll be like, I don't want to get in the tub. I don't want to get in the tub as they take off their clothes to get into because you already know, like, what we
Yeah.
talking about here? What
Yeah.
we talking about?
Those are just words while you're moving, doing what I asked you to do
And
gently.
I was like, and I understand. I understand that. But thank you also.
Yeah.
What book do you want to read? Because we're still getting in the
Yeah.
do you want to take a
Either.
wash off? So these are your options now.
Yeah.
Wash off or tub because you got to wash your body, sir.
Yeah.
A little nasty.
You took the words right out of my nap because I was just nasty. Kids is nasty.
Kids are
All
very
right. I'm not gonna
kids
turn
are
this into
nasty.
a
And I
whole
have
thing
boys and I
how
feel like they're very nasty.
church is nasty with hands and butts and
And
underwears.
parts. And parts.
Just
Bliss.
I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, girl. You ready?
Take your face. But I'm ready.
We're gonna play a game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Question Roulette with Kayla. Now back to you, me. You ready, girl?
I'm ready, girl.
All right, just a bunch of randomness.
Okay.
Bunch of randomness. All right, here we go. First question. Why? Okay. So this came from a fan, fan Malcolm.
Okay.
What do you call a ghost fart?
A ghost fart?
Yeah, look, these are from my fans, so if they ask, I have to. I'm like,
That
what do
is,
you call a ghost fart?
oh my God. A nasty thought came to my head. I was gonna say a queef, but because I feel like that's what it would sound like, but I don't know.
A spirit bomb.
Oh crap! A spirit
What do
bomb.
you call a ghost fart? A spirit bomb. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Malcolm.
much, Malcolm.
My
We
brain got
appreciate
a
you.
wrinkle. Whenever you learn something new, your brain gets a wrinkle. So definitely
Thank
got a
you.
wrinkle.
All right, next one. What is the weirdest food combination you enjoy?
When
Just weird. Just weird. It has to be
weird.
weird.
Okay.
Mhm.
Pickles and sour straws.
Pickles and sour straws?
Yes. So if you haul out the big pickle and you put like eat with sour straw, it is very good.
Mm.
That's good.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on my list.
Yeah.
I like noodles and ranch.
That's definitely different.
I like noodles and ranch. Or I like oatmeal, strawberry oatmeal or peach oatmeal with like bacon bits. I put that on my I put that on my Facebook because
Oh,
because you get your protein from the oatmeal and then
the
you have
salty
your bacon.
sugary, I could see that. I could see
It's
that.
really good. awesome.
I
Just
see that. I would try that. I would try that
it's
one.
good. When you do try it, you let me know. You can like, Kaylee, you was right.
Okay,
You
I'll try that, sis. No, that one doesn't sound too bad.
What's the most disgusting word you've ever heard?
I can't stand it. Ugh. I'm sorry. It's on my no list. I just can't. Ugh.
Thank you. You know what?
Just for clarity.
It's that's the most disgusting word. Mine is that's the word I
What's
it's
the
disgusting.
word? Is it a sound? Is it an onomatopoeia? Or you trying
No,
to fit?
it's moist.
I knew that was gonna be yours. Because that would have been
Ugh,
my
I can't even say it. It just
yeah.
look, my hands started sweating, girl.
I was gonna say that I know one for a lot of people is that word.
It's,
But yeah, mine is definitely
I started sweating a little bit.
I wonder why
All
that
right.
word does that to people. But
Ooh,
I guess
okay.
it's
Let
the
me.
same for me and the CO word.
Ugh, I can't do it. Yours was funny. Yours more funny than mine was. Mine was just like genuine disgust. Like
It is.
yuck, just disgusting. Can't
Oh,
do it. I shan't. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you?
funniest thing.
Funniest thing.
Oh gosh, that's hard. I don't
Give me
know. I
anything.
don't feel like
Absolutely anything.
Hmm. I
If you
seen
don't know,
back when we was in undergrad, and I seen y'all across that cafeteria when we had finished that parade, and I ran over there to say hey to y'all because I was so excited and tripped in front of all them band members, and
oh no, oh
like right into somebody's arms, and it was like,
no.
hey, and they was like, oh, and we
Oh,
go to a black school, so everybody's like, oh,
did you see? It was probably like the universal.
yeah, it
Ooh.
was.
I'm sorry. I'm, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was so excited to see y'all.
And when we get together, it's always a show. But it just you did a
Always,
solo show.
yeah.
Solo show.
Terrible. At least I was in uniform, so maybe like everybody wouldn't be able to point me out, so it's cool.
Like, oh, this big uniform that's tripping on my feet.
Yeah.
We are just like really thrilled, and we're so proud of everything that you're doing here at ITB Creations, Amber. So please give us like all of your socials. Where can they find you? How can they book you? Shameless plug moment.
Shameless plug moment. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, SleepPeaz. That's SleepPeaz. You can same for the website www.sleeppeaz.com. There you can find my booking links on Facebook, Instagram, and the actual page. Book for a 20-minute call. It's no commit to sign up for anything. I'm not going to try to make you sign up for anything. If you don't need sleep coaching, that's fine. But I'm here for you. Need me. I don't try to change anything that you don't want changed. I educate you into what you can do and how you can reach your sleep goals for your family. So
Absolutely.
I do military discounts for people. I do multiples discounts because times is hard. I try to run promotions every now and again. I'm still new, so when people give me reviews or things like that, I do try to give them a little kickback, so encouragement to send business my way. Um, I give discounts on recurring clients, so it's all about me trying to help parents, moms. Even I've worked with even daycare centers. I'm applying now, waiting to hear back from applying for my own kids' daycare centers where I'll have the opportunity to help teach not only just in the classroom, but also help them teach sleep and help them get better naps in the daycare. So
Absolutely.
um,
They
I'm
need that.
all about right. being a positive force and being a positive change and helping parents, because I know how hard it was whenever the sun would go down and I knew that my kids were not going to go to sleep through the night. It was very depressing and very sad. And so, if I can help parents get over that hump, it makes parenting that much easier. And I feel like that is my calling. I feel like that's what I'm here to do. So, I'm going to do my best to keep trucking and putting out this good sleep information to help parents and care teachers and nannies and sitters and who else needs it.
And we appreciate you, and we're definitely gonna put it out there. So you guys make sure you hit all of her socials. Tell a friend and tell another friend that's gonna tell another mama, that's gonna tell an auntie, that's gonna tell a sister. Even some of these fathers out here, single
Even
fathers,
fathers, I've had
fathers or
dads.
mothers, you know, put
Dads
it all out
are
there.
awesome. And Kayla, thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it. I love what you're doing on Just for Clarity. If you guys are just tuning in to her, please share, like, and subscribe, because this is great. You are doing the dang thing, girl. I love it.
You. All right, y'all. So this has been another episode of Just for Clarity. Again, watch, follow, subscribe. Get you some sleepies for your babies. Y'all know y'all need it for the babies. All right, y'all. Peace.